Hey everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryant. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the new people that are here, to the tribe. Welcome to the tribe. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Today, I'm not going to be on long. I've been really busy this week. As you guys know, there's a conference coming up the 23rd, 24th, and 25th of April here in the great state, the Northwest, Pacific Northwest, and Federal Way, Washington. It is not a narcissist conference. However, it is a church conference. And you will see Tasha Edenberg, that's T with NPD, myself. You will also see Pastor Marcus Monroe. I'm sorry, Pastor Marcus Monroe. Of course, those of you that know my mentor is Apostle Helen Sadler. Helen Sadler, your destiny helper. We're also ministers. So we're not just counselors, coaches, we're moms, grandmothers, and of course, ministers, and other things that we do within the community. And so this conference is a church conference. So you guys, it is open for you guys to come if you want to fly in. I know today's Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. The conference starts tomorrow at 7:00. And then on Saturday, there is a worship experience at 7:00 in the morning, and then again we're speaking at 9:00, and then Sunday, not 9:00, 1:00, and then Sunday we're speaking at 9:00, and then we have the Honorable Bishop Michael Doss, who is speaking for Sunday service. So those of you that are within the church that are interested, you are welcome to come if you are in the Seattle and the surrounding areas, or if you want to fly in. Some of you guys I know is last minute, and for those of you that want to tune in, you can go to Facebook under Apostle Helen Sadler or Into His Chambers Global Ministries, and you can find, I put a flyer out there, so I think it's on the flyer, so look on my community tab. Well, let's get started. I'm not going to be on long. I was thinking about something because someone asked me this question. Working as a mental health professional. I haven't got a title for the video, so by the time you see the video, I got a title for it. But, working in the mental health profession, working within the community, within the church, working as a coach, serving the people as a coach, what are some of the things that I see that lets me know or kind of gives me red flags when it comes to narcissists? Well, I think I was listening to Judge, I can't think of her name. She's a judge, but I think she has dysfunctional family members or parents. And one of the things that she was saying about, I'll figure out the name. I'll think of her name. I cannot think of her name right now. It's black judge, short hair. I can't think of her name, but if you go on Rebecca Zhang's videos, she did an interview with her. But one of the things that she was saying about being a judge and a narcissist coming into the courtroom is, and I kind of have to paraphrase what she was saying, but sometimes you get caught up in trying to explain to them about the narcissist, explain to them, and a judge, just like you didn't figure it out right away. These are her words. You didn't pick it up right away because you married him. That's what she said. You didn't pick it up right away. So the judge is not going to pick it up right away. And a lot of times we're trying to get the focus on this person's behavior when we need to be focused on facts. I kind of threw that in there. But, even with the judge, you got to give the judge a minute to pick up on the behavior. Most judges have been sitting on the bench for a very long time and were lawyers prior to that. So some things are not a surprise to them. They pay attention to behavior. They may not be able to pinpoint that, oh, that's a narcissist, but they will be able to pinpoint manipulative behavior if you allow it to play out. You do your part and stop trying to be, the investigator, the counselor, the expert witness, because most of you don't come with the credentials to go along with that, and to say that is a narcissist is usually wrong in how you present it in the first place. So when they get in the courtroom, they're manipulating. A lot of times they're manipulating, and the things that they do, they'll catch it. When it comes to me as a therapist, excuse me, I have to clear my throat. No, I don't have corona, y'all. But when it comes to myself as a professional, as a therapist, as a coach, within the ministry, even in my work that I do, in the community, you work around narcissists all the time. All the time. Sometimes you don't realize it because they haven't affected you, but a lot of you are almost like shell shock. So a lot of you got that PTSD, your nerves are bad. So, everything, you're very hypersensitive. So you are on the lookout for every narc. You want to kill every narc. Can't kill every narc. Can't do that. And there are more narcissists than you think that you're working around. People that you're around, because they make you feel good. They make I feel like a natural woman. Yep, that's how some of you guys feel. I feel like a mite. That's how they do. They get into your emotion, they get into your feelings. But for a lot of the ones that you're around, you kind of blow it off because there's no interest in you. So they don't have, but they're getting fuel from you all the time. Some of you guys want to cut off all fuel to a narcissist, but it's really impossible. They get fuel from anything. You say good morning, you say hi, thank you, anything. So some of you guys are so hypersensitive, you just want to put yourself in a bubble and you don't want them to get anything from you. Well, that's not going to happen. They're going to get fuel whatever way they want to get fuel, but we have to make sure it's not pathological, it's not destructive, put it that way. It's not destructive, where it's destroying you, your family, your finances, your mind, and a lot of you are coming out of these relationships and your nerves are bad. You're already very, very protective, very hypersensitive. But even in counseling or even with coaching, a lot of times I don't pick it up real fast. I pick it up quicker than what I used to because I teach about it all the time. At one point in time, I wasn't really looking at all red flags. I wasn't really looking at all behaviors. I was just working with a person. But because I teach about it all the time, I'm always talking about it, I pick it up a little quicker than before. Now, some of them, you have to remember that some of them are really good and have been doing it for years and years and years. As they go from lower grade narcissists, mid grade to higher grade, that mid to high grade, sometimes they're not as, you can't pick them up as quick. They're hidden in plain sight. One of the things that you pay attention to is when you get a lot of compliments all the time. Now, there's a difference because of the fact if you are a celebrity or if you are, you're doing YouTube and people are just excited over the fact that they're meeting you. Sometimes people just want to be around you. I've been on speaking engagement where people just want to sit right next to me and kind of just sit there. Sometimes it's a little awkward because they're staring at you and you're eating and you don't know what to say. So you're looking at them and they're looking at you and they're smiling. So you're thinking like, oh, this is awkward, So that's understandable, but when you have, and then they compliment, thank you so much. And, so you have to distinguish between the two. Sometimes when you're hypersensitive or oversensitive, I think they're a narcissist too. Then you have to, some of them can become obsessive. They're obsessed, starstruck, obsessed, or the normal person, you have to watch it. Sometimes people with borderline personality disorder become very obsessive. And of course, narcissists do have traits. And I think someone asked me, is it a comorbid? Yes, it's in the same cluster B personality disorder, and it's like they feed off of each other. They all have similar traits. You just have to distinguish the difference. There's a high percentage of those with borderline personality disorder that have narcissism. And then there are those that have narcissists that have a high probability of having borderline. So they do feed off of each other. Yes, of course, statistically speaking, based off of testing, narcissistic personality disorder is a higher percentage in males than in females. If you look at borderline personality disorder, it's higher in females than it is in males, but they cross over. And a lot of you do know that, yes, there are narcissistic females. We can't deny that. No one says my passion is to work with females, women. I'm an encourager of women. I am a protector of women. I'm a warrior. When it comes to the women, the queens, that's what I do. But I don't, deny the fact or neglect the fact that we have men, we have kings that have been severely abused by narcissistic mothers, wives, sisters, whatever, But it happens, especially like in the LBGT community when you're dealing with same-sex relationships. You got two male narcs, or you have a male narc, and you have two females or a female narc. So it exists, we can't deny it, but we just, I try to stick to my niche, and what I'm good at, what I talk about, and so, but I do pick up a little quicker than I did at one time. And so, especially when you have people that compliment you a lot, pay attention to that, especially how does it make you feel? Are they complimenting you enough because they want, what do you want from me? Not saying you have to act upon it like, what do you want? What do you want? But we go into relationships with our guards down. We don't, and something happens, then our guards come up. But you should always go into things with your guards up. We give people 100% and the benefit of the doubt, and that's how we're taught to do. But in today's society, you can't just give people 100%. You know, you got to earn respect with me. You have to earn that respect, that 100%. You know, this is not something you just get for free. It's 100%. You are. It's almost like you're guilty till you're proven innocent. You know, which is sad to say. But, you know, but you should always go into everything with your guards up and pay attention. That doesn't mean you have to be so paranoid, or your anxiety level, your blood pressure done went up, you be having migraine, your head about to pop off. That's not the case. You just have to be more conscious. You just been hurt, deeply wounded. So it makes you very hypersensitive to people. You know, even when people have boundaries, or they just won't let you cross their boundaries, or they tell you no, or, you know, a lot of times people that leadership, type leadership, like myself, leadership, have boundaries, will tell you no, you know, you don't like no. And victims have learned to manipulate too. Sometimes the victim is almost as bad as the narcissist. I hate to say it, you guys. You know, I know that's a horrible thing to have to hear. But a lot of times, you know, working in a field that I work in, a lot of times working with the victim is hard, because the victim has learned to manipulate too. So a victim wants to manipulate. They can't get what they want. They make mistakes. Instead of accepting their mistakes, because they've never been able to accept their make mistakes within that narcissistic relationship, and it's competition. A lot of victims become competitive. You know, narcissists are very competitive, and victims become very competitive, trying to prove themselves. I'm trying to prove myself right. I'm trying to prove the worth. I'm trying to prove I'm trying to build my. So a lot of times working with a victim is also very complicated, and can be confused as that person being a narcissist, because they have a lot of narcissistic traits. And they are always on defense mode. And when they want something, they go for the jugular. So when they're offended, you know, when a victim is offended, or you hurt their feelings, they go after you the same way the narcissist goes after people. So sometimes it's hard to distinguish between, is this a victim or is this a narcissist? Because like I said, you know, working with victims, that's a handful. That's a lot. That takes a lot of energy as well, because these people are wounded, these people are hurt. And so it's not always that easy to pick up. But, you know, pay attention to when you're getting a lot of compliments. You know, you're getting a lot of you're always getting especially when you're dealing with the intellectual, you have the somatic, which is more to the appearance and looks. They're the more vulnerable narcissists. Those somatics ones, those are the covert ones. And then you have the cerebral narcissists. Those are more of the intellectuals. Those are the thinkers. Those are the business-minded people. You know, you have narcissists on all levels. You know, low socioeconomic statuses, high-ranking individuals, CEOs, business owners. Then you have the average person working the average 9-to-5 job. And so, you know, and you do have some cerebrals that work in those type of jobs. And so pay attention when you're always being complimented to a point where it's almost uncomfortable. You got to pick up on yourself too, because some people have not, you know, when you are not accustomed to receiving compliments or receiving attention, especially ladies, when you're not accustomed to getting healthy attention or getting attention or you know, someone, no one has ever made you feel good about yourself. And here comes this person that all of a sudden you're getting attention. You're getting compliments. They're making you feel good about yourself. You might be too skinny, but they make you feel good about being skinny. You might be a big girl, you know, like some of us, with some fluffy girls, we floofy, you know, and they make you feel good. You got to have self-esteem. You've got to have your own confidence setting. It's got to be locked in so that people cannot be superficial and then throw you these little tidbits, these little compliments to make you feel good. Pay attention, you know, when people are trying to make you feel good, you know, to get a compliment, thank you, I appreciate it, but then you keep absorbing it, you keep wanting more of it, they'll keep on feeding it to you. You know, other things like a narcissist will try to present themselves as an empath. A narcissist know that they're different, but oftentimes narcissists do not know they have narcissistic personality disorder. Most narcissists don't know until you get into the higher levels of a narcissist that may have been diagnosed as a narcissist. You know, so a lot of them, when they become aware of what they have, they also become aware of who they are. But most narcissists don't know that they're narcissists. And for you to, you know, especially now that we're putting out information about narcissism, you know, narcissist doesn't want to be associated with something that is that defiled, that horrific, that bad, because it's not good, it's bad. So they don't want to be associated. So they'll fight you. They'll pick up on your narcissistic traits. Now, most people have narcissistic traits, but it's not pathological, where it's causing problems in your life, the people around you, your family. With a narcissist, it's pathological. It causes problems in their life. You know, it is a disorder. Most people don't have the disorder, but being a narcissist or having narcissistic personality disorder, that is a disorder. There are traits. They have either 5 out of 9 of the traits to classify them clinically as a narcissist, but it's not up to you to determine whether they're a narcissist. You have to leave that to a professional that knows what they're doing. We've got the training to figure that out, but a lot of them don't know that they're narcissists. They know that they're different. They know that they are different. They know that they're different. They know they feel different. They know that they think different, but they don't know that it's because they're a narcissist. They feel different. They don't understand, people. It's easy for me to manipulate people, or it's easy to do this. And a lot of them will associate themselves with being an empath. They're not empaths, but they will claim to be empaths. They're empathetic, they're empath, and people are some of them are victims. People are picking on me, but they're very competitive. A lot of them, when they seek counseling or coaching, they're not coming in to better themselves. They're coming in to get more fuel too, but to get more arsenal in their weaponry to compete. They're learning too. They're learning because, think about it. When you have a coach or a counselor that gives good information, that helps people to, boundaries and things like that, what they're trying to determine is how to break the boundaries down, they're trying to manipulate people. So they will get with coaches and counselors to learn those skills. They want to learn. They ask you a lot of questions. They want to know things about you too. They want to know but they're not really interested. You can tell they're not really interested. They're asking a question, but they're just asking a question to get you to talk about yourself. They ask you questions in order for you to start talking because they want to see where you're at. Are you prideful? Where is it? Where am I? I'm trying to get it. They love bomb you, but they don't love bomb you in the sense of romantic love. But they love bomb you in the sense of, I'm trying to figure you out. They watch videos. They watch hand gestures, how we talk, how we think, what we talk about. And they're fascinated. They're like stuck in the camera because they're fascinated because this is a new shiny toy. Ooh, you have something that I want. You have intellect. You have, especially if those of us that are on cameras a lot, ooh, you have intellect and you're pretty and you're smart and you don't eat the papers and you're not picking your nose on the camera, ooh, and you know what you're talking about, and ooh, you're a professional, and ooh. So they're fascinated. They're not fascinated with you per se. They're fascinated at what they can get from you. If they can pull you, they want what you have. They want the attention. I'm not the attention. They want your personality. They want to know how to become you. They want to know how to pull the people like you pull the people. In their mind, they're thinking, how do you pull the people? It's not that you're pulling the people because we have we're in the right mindset. We're not pulling people. How to win the people over? How do you get people to follow you? How do you get people to like you? How do you get followers like that? So those are things to pay attention to. They're not coming for you for help. And for me, within the counseling field, within the coaching field and everything, usually I'll pick up if I'm dealing with a narcissist or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I can pick up whether I'm dealing with a narcissist or not. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't call them out. I don't, you're a narc, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. No, I don't call them out. Work with them, see what we're going to do. Sometimes they don't come back. Sometimes they will because it's a challenge. Sometimes they don't come back. And they pick up when you pick up that something is not right. They can pick up when they can't get beyond your shield. They can pick up when, I think you done picked up on me, but I don't know, and they have a history. The thing about it is they have a history. They know that they've done things and they've been called out. They know they have a history. They don't know they're a narcissist. They have a history. They know that they have a history. And so they usually can feel it's not that they feel, they can sense when you won't let them beyond your shields. They can sense when you know something, but they just don't quite know what it is that you know. Some of them begin to feel uncomfortable. Some of them begin to smear campaign you. Some of them, anything to get away from you or not to do, or sometimes they realize, remember, every narcissist doesn't get their prey. And sometimes they realize when they bite off more than they can chew. And then sometimes I've worked with people, and after maybe a half a year, I figured out, I'm like, that's a narc. I'm dealing with a narc, So you should never go in just, unprotected with your shields down. You should never just go into something trusting someone 100%. You give them the benefit of the doubt, but at the same time, I don't trust you like that. You haven't built no rapport. I don't know whether you're you're interrogating me, or you're trying to, and you asking too many questions, or you put yourself in a position where you think you're my counselor. It don't work that way. And then when you won't do what they want you to do, they'll get angry. Their mask will slip off every now and then. Certain things that they say, pay attention to what they're saying. Certain things that they say, they'll slip up and they'll give you that red flag, and they got to cover back up and hope that you didn't catch it. You got to pay attention. Your ears are there for a reason. They're not big satellite dishes. They're there for a reason. Listen, pay attention. Don't go with your feelings or your emotions. Go with logic. Go with training. Go with wisdom. Go with what you've learned. Go into it with your guards up. Think about it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm getting off because I got some clients I got to talk to. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing these videos. Share these videos, because there are changes being made in the mental health social work field. Had a young lady send me an email. I cannot think of her name at the time. I did get it in reference to the lawyer that she worked with. I meant to look at it before I came on camera so that I can share it with everyone else, but this lawyer wrote a book in reference to narcissism. So I think it's narcissism in the courtroom. She sent me the link to the lawyer and also the book. And so I want to thank you. Please forgive me. I have to go back and look what your name is and what your name is. But a lot of times I don't mention names, but I do say, someone has inboxed me, but I will share that book with everyone the next time I come on camera, so that you guys can knowledge is amazing. You got to get educated. You got to get the knowledge. And she did send me the link to his book. I'm going to purchase the book. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I can't think of your name at this particular time. I did see the email, and I did look at his link, and I'm going to order his book. And so when I go back and look, I will share the book with you guys concerning a lawyer that understands what goes on in the court system, and family courts. So I will share that with you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Dr. Carmen Bryant, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Share this with people. You don't know who you are helping. You don't know who you're helping. You don't know when these videos pop up that it could be a right on time video. And make sure you go to my mentors page, Helen Sadler, Your Destiny Helper. That is her YouTube channel. She brings it to you from a spiritual and biblical perspective concerning and even if you're not a believer of Jesus Christ, she still will talk to you in reference to the spiritual aspect of what you're dealing with, the monsters that you're dealing with and that are in your homes. Also, I have a book. It's called Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Go check it out. Barnes & Noble and on Amazon. You're welcome to buy it. They do a digital, the ebooks, and of course Kindle, and also those of you that are seeking coaching services, you're welcome to email me as drcarmenbryant@outlook.com. I will provide you with the fees that I offer for services. And if you are looking for counseling, if you're in the state of Washington, you can contact me and I'll find out what insurance you have. And if you're outside the state of Washington, I cannot provide counseling to those outside the state of Washington, but you can go to betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. You'll get a 10% discount. It's a phenomenal fee, reasonable fee. And if you're having financial issues, let them know and they can provide you with a grant to lower the cost for you. A lot of people have told me that. It is a vetted source. Yes, I do get commission off of it, but at the same time, I vouch for them. I believe because they have counselors in your state that are licensed in your area. For those of you that are having trouble with trying to find someone in your area, you can go on betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. You can also ask them questions. You can look up those that understand narcissist abuse, domestic violence, PTSD, parental alienation, the results or the side effects of, being in these type of relationships. And so I appreciate your support. Thank you guys so much for being here. Make sure you tune in this weekend, starting tomorrow at 7 p.m., 7 a.m. on Saturday. I don't think that's filmed, but at 1 o'clock on Saturday, this is all Pacific Standard Time, then 9 a.m. on Sunday, and then 1 o'clock will be Bishop Michael Doss. Is Telsha, myself, and Pastor Marcus Monroe. We will be ministering over this weekend. So we do more than just coaching. We do more than just doing videos like this. We do things on the outside of the video. And yes, we are all ministers. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful day. I miss you guys. Love to you guys. I will not be live on Sunday. because obviously we're at the conference, we're going to be there late, so I would not be able to come on. If we do, everybody's going to be in the camera with us, so Telsha should be there. And this is the first time, for those of you who think we all go to the same church, we don't. This is the first time that I get to meet Telsha face to face, and so if we come on, it'll probably either be on Helen Sadler, Your Destiny Helper, or on my channel or on her channel, one of them. But hopefully we'll be able to stop in just to say hello. So you guys take care of yourself. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and you guys go be great.